what I said is very simple, and I say it again. It's very clear. We have a 53-year-old partnership with DBS. It's one of the most successful. If you look at the history of partnerships between governments and multinational companies in the private sector, it's been hugely successful on the score of longevity. On the qualitative aspects, it's been successful in some areas, some spaces. It has not been so successful in other areas. And that is the basis for negotiations. And the bottom line of what I was saying, and I still say, and even though I had heard that there's some senior official at DBS who had alleged that, because you're talking about that, I was speaking to the community. That is reckless of that official to say that. It is not only reckless, it's silly. And not only silly, it's completely misguided. Moto ha tlhaloganya Botswana ha tlhaloganya gore ha tautona bua le molao motheo go raeng le ditsamaiso tsa rona. Ke ne ke bua ke tlwaetse gore we have this arrangement le DBS, which historically we gave them 100% of all diamond mines to sell for us. 100%. So the Botswana government denied itself, by agreement, the opportunity to sell and market those. So the skills for selling and marketing, knowing the market, knowing what the economy could be like there, we didn't participate in that. And there's an objective reason for that. Because Botswana Nele, very poor, we had a very narrow skilled work base and hardly any in the mining space, we decided to plow our money into the development of human capital. So we developed skills in those areas that were related to mining. But because we were not participating in the selling and marketing, we didn't develop those. And all I'm saying is, it's time. The second thing I'm saying on your behalf is that besides the fact that the diamonds are ours, besides the fact that the diamonds are ours, they belong to you, Rona, Botswana. They are a natural endowment that we own. It does not make sense for us to continue to relegate ourselves to participating in the rough stones space only. Because if you look at the quantum of business in that space, it's very small relative to the size of business in the value added. It's only logical. Now, why am I saying that? Because when you renegotiated this agreement in 2011, and I'm glad Honorable Minister Molale here was one of the chief negotiators, for the first time in the history of our relationship, we were able to open a small window because we said we wanted 10% of our diamonds to be sold to what would be created as a diamond company owned completely by the Botswana government, and we could sell independently of DBS. What was the mischief? The mischief was we wanted to discover price. We wanted to learn. We wanted to discover marketing. We wanted to discover the market. We wanted them to discover us. And indeed, we succeeded in some measure of discovery of that. And it taught us enough for us now to sit around the table as we are sitting with DBS and look them in the eye and tell them, we can't continue with this no more. But really, when the sales agreement lapsed, we put in a provision, we go to 25%, and that's what we did. For the first time in the history of Botswana, we now get an allocation of 25% of our diamonds. And boy, did we discover more. I'm speaking very genuinely and extremely seriously. Now I've instructed our team, look, we are going to get more. The fact of the matter is that sales agreement, 2019, we've been renegotiating, extending it. We have a partnership with the BS. But because we're at the negotiating table, and because we have learned some new things, we want more for the Botswana government. And we're going to get more for the Botswana government, the allocation of rough diamonds. Because we want to do what we have learned. We'll keep it away from you for the time being, but what we learned in outcome terms means that we can make much, much more money than we've been making by selling rough. We can develop more skills independently, successfully, and we've engaged the market. We know what we're talking about. So don't take this lightly. Don't even be scared. There may be a little rumbling, but you're going to get life much better. You're going to be happy. Sharon, you might even get a pay rise because I know you are. But you know, being serious is for every citizen of this country, whether employed or unemployed. It's for our roads.